Alright, so we can continue with the QR code now. Alright, the code is a bit messy. I'm planning to kind of clear it out in the future. But right now, it will do. So let's just fold this thing so that it's easier to read a bit. We have two internal methods. Right, in JavaScript, I guess you don't have private methods really. But just took this convention from other languages. When you do underscore, it means private. So I'm gonna keep using this. And let's do generate QR code. Right? What we will get is like the data, which in our case is just a URL, but it doesn't matter, should matter. And yeah, so let's add new import. That's like QR code. Ooh, QR code from, I guess, QR code. What, is this happy? Yes. Let's see what the interface looks like. Alright, so this works. Let's try to string and see what that does. Returns a string of the QR code. Yeah, let's see what that do. Oh, I think this is using callbacks, right? Yeah. So this thing is using callbacks. And here in my code so far I was using more this, async await C# kind of thing. So that's why I'm gonna convert it to promise kind of deal, so that I can still use my async workflow. But if you're a callback person, you can still use callback as it is. But right now we just say like hello Twitch, maybe. How do you spell Twitch? Yeah, close enough. And then we get this error, and yeah, this is, I guess, result. And so logic here. Now, so that it works, we need to return promise, we said. Promise is a bit tricky. I know I had a problem to get my head around them, as you can clearly see now. Is that not how you... Yes. But they get easier over time. I don't know, if you have some question, just fire away, I can talk more about it. But I'm gonna just do a bit of coding and then explain what this code does. Alright. And then we just say if error, if we got an error, then we're just gonna reject with error in it. And yeah, otherwise we're gonna resolve with the result. All right. So let's talk about what's happening here. Oh, let me actually zoom in a bit. How do I? Oh, let's do full screen mode. Can make things easier to see first. How do I? Oh, actually make it smaller. Ah, here we go. Right. So what's happening here is that we have this method. We're not using the data right now. We're just hard coding hello Twitch here as a data part of the QR code. It's still going to be fine. And then we're going to start using data after we've seen how this image works and how to work with this. But so this is the interface of the library. It expects callback. But because I don't want to send in callbacks here in my method, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap around this whole thing with a promise, and it just basically says when this callback is called, and if there is an error in it, you will reject this promise with the error in it, and if there isn't an error, then you will resolve the promise successfully with the result. What that enables us to do is that if we go back to generate PDF, I guess, then we have a iteration here over tickets. We can talk more after what the ticket actually does, but right now we can just say QR code and generate QR code and some random stuff because it wants one. And I guess we need to say this because it's so this is fine, and this return a promise. So you could do, you know, QR code, then you have the result here, and you could do something with it. But since I don't know, some version JavaScript, you can also say wait here, which will resolve the promise right away, right here. And it will actually wait for it. So it will, on this line, the interpreter or whatever will wait here until this gets resolved, until that gets finalized. I assume how it looks like is that it actually, if it's a multi-threaded application we're thinking here, then it's just gonna leave like what's the word for it? It's gonna let the other threads do their business, and then it checks periodically maybe, and then when it's resolved, you get the QR code. If it would be rejected, the promise, it will actually throw an exception. So you could do try catch, but in our case, we're just gonna let the exception throw all the way up, and which will result in 500 return code, which is probably a bad practice, or it's definitely bad practice. But yeah, we don't care right now because this is prototype that we're trying to get out soon. I'm gonna repeat this phrase, I think, many times. It's more for me than for you to excuse my bad behavior. Alright, so what I've done while I was talking endlessly, I'm just printing out whatever that library prints to string, and I'm gonna see what that's gonna be. So they said something about SVG being XML, so let's see what we actually get here. And so if we call this endpoint right now, right, we still get the same PDF, we haven't changed anything. Oh, but we actually get some nice stuff here. Oh, this is impressive. This is much better than I expected. So that's nice, but let's now we need to add it to our PDF file, but I have no idea how it's gonna look on there. But you know what? You can just try it out, see what's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't expect this to actually work because of all the. Okay, why do you? What? Oh, is this unknown? This is not unknown, man. This is a string. Let's just call it string here. We can deal with it later. God damn you. So let's just say here promise of string. So there was just TypeScript errors warning me that this thing is not string, but it is, maybe. Anyway, so we have this thing now working. So if we go back to here and get this, let's see what we actually get in. Ooh, we get some fancy stuff. So yeah, this might be actually the QR code, it's just not interpreted correctly by the PDF thing. But it's okay. That's okay, we just need to learn more about the library. I feel that we are on a pretty good track though. So we get something out of it, which is QR code. When we tried to print it before, right, it looks like a QR code. Let me just scan it real quick with my phone to see if we get the hello Twitch thing from it. Oh, I don't have any app. It's ridiculous. I could have installed an app beforehand. Now it's just awkward that I'm looking at my phone while streaming. Right. Why are we putting the QR code in is that we're gonna have URL encoded in it, and then when you sorry, when you actually, all right, my phone works now. All right, perfect. We actually got hello Twitch here, which is perfect. So the QR code works. And when we print it like this, it actually looks as it's supposed to. But when we try to print it to PDF, it doesn't do what it's supposed to. So let's figure out what might be wrong. Let's read more about the library and figure out, oh, by the way, which one are we using? I guess it's this one? No. Yeah, it's this one. Let's close the other dudes. So, how do you... Encoding modes? No, that's about how the result looks like. So what options do we have? QR code options. Ooh, nice. So version, mask pattern, whatever, margin, scale, width, color. Oh, what? Is it something about output formats? Here. Terminal, UTF, and SFG. Ugh. So, and it defaults to UTF. So I guess SFG, and that's set to be XML, I read somewhere above. So let's see how that ends up. So that would mean, oh, how do you actually, is it like a second parameter? I think it was second parameter. Right, text, and then the callback. Yeah. So here we're gonna add another parameter. And we're gonna say output, was it? Oh, it says type. Right, it says type, and then we put SVG in it. Probably. Type, and then SVG. Right, so now this, when we get back the thing, it's actually SFG probably. So let's print it up again. Do a few new lines. do this. Alright, so we have a SVG thingy. So this is pretty good. I guess if we check the PDF, actually, I can close this, close this, close this. Just gonna put the XML as it is, right? But if we check a PDF kit, which is the library we're using to create the PDFs at SVG, ooh. No, it is, there is a separate package for this. Oh, well, you can use barcode font. That's a good idea, because as we saw before, when we tried to print the string as it was, then we just get like a random letters. But maybe if we put the correct font in it. All right, so let's I don't know, QR code font. I know nothing about fonts, but all right, so let's do PDF kit QR code font. This looks like what we want to do. I actually need some tools. Alright, so PDF kit, when I checked it before, already came with some kind of fonts. I saw it when I looked at the text, there was something about fonts. So let's see what they say here. So define 14 standard fonts. What about symbol font? Wait, that sounds like a thing. So if we comment this out again, remember in that case we're gonna get something nice. And I guess you just say dark font and then the thing. So let's see how that goes. We go back here, try this out. Well, it's different. It's definitely different. I guess in the terminal we still get this nice thing. But let's see, there was one more font which was out of order, this one. I have no idea what these are. Okay, so you can embed types in it. Yeah, maybe let's try that one. That seemed somehow out of ordinary. But if that doesn't work, we're gonna learn something about fonts. Yeah. This is really not what we want. Alright, so this guy who wrote this helpful thingy, is there his name? Quasim's ID. Nice. Saying user yeah. Alright, so that's the font we want. Maybe. Oh, he's talking about barcode, not QR code. Would be awesome to figure out what my terminal is using. Well, it seems that QR code is kind of barcode, so maybe that works. Alright, let's go back. Okay. Okay, so we just downloaded something from the internet, which is usually very safe, right? We're just gonna open it. It's gonna destroy my computer. Alright, we just opened it somewhere. So let's open the file. How does it look like? File is not displayed because it's binary. Okay. That's okay. Let's put it in here and see how that works. So you're gonna move it. Yeah, that's. And it was F39. I think I put like assets folder. Yeah, it's a backend, so it doesn't have assets folder. I'll just put it to source. Yeah. Assets. And here, it's gonna complain, so we're gonna create a folder real quick. Assets, and I missed this one. That should be happier. So we have the file here, which is good. And now, right, let's go back to the documentation and see how you actually use that thing. And it looks simple. So you can just do this. Yeah, here. Oh, that's what we were doing. Okay. But it's not... yeah, this will get a bit difficult. Assets, and I guess it was 39. Where was it? F39 TFF. Alright, let's try this. What? Where am I? Game run def. That's what I want. I guess it's gonna complain because I didn't match the path properly. Right. But let's see if that's What's the error we get? Now we can just go with this thing. No such file and directory to open. Which is, yeah. So let's see, we are here. If we do dot dot, we go to services. If we do dot dot, we go to here. Yeah, we should actually be in the correct place. Maybe that's not how it works though. Right, so how does that work? So we're writing TypeScript, and then whenever I save stuff, it compiles it down to JavaScript, right? And puts it to, I guess, lib folder? Yeah, here it is. But we don't have assets here. So it ignores that folder for some reason. So we probably have some configuration somewhere. How about this? Compile options. This says take everything in the root dir, put it to out dir, exclude text. Right. But let's include something. How do you do that? Include assets. Alright, that's fine, that's fine. So we probably, what we want to do is move it up there as part of our script. So when we run npm run, right, it's already doing a bunch of stuff. So what we want to do is add one more thing, which is just moving a file from there to library. Oh, but this thing is actually running it from source. So then I don't know. Then I don't know. Alright, so let's try to figure it out. Well, we can always do like a list, right? How do you call a list in Node.js? What I'm trying to do is figure out from where the script is actually running. Where is it? Where its path to look up things. So putting working directory would be nice, and ls. This is nice. We need some sort of requires this. That's probably a thing. Exact. Okay. Can we just grab this, please? So we're going to try to run this, maybe. Right, this is pretty close. Yeah, that's okay. So let's see what happens here. We compile. It does. Perfect. Okay, so sysputs is not a function. It does. That's okay. we can maybe just console out the thing, no? Who knows? Sorry, that was a really weird laugh. So let's try that guy. Alright, so we got this thing. So it is... Oh! So we are right here. So maybe in that case, if we just do source assets, it turns out we're like where we're running this from, which makes sense, I guess. Ooh, so this worked. So it actually found the font. So let's see how it looks when it prints it. It does not look good. But we now know how to use fonts. So it's just a matter of finding the right font for this thing. So QR code font. Yeah, can I just get this? How does this work? Okay, just downloaded something. Looks like I got... Sure. How about this one? And let's check what we got. Oh, alpha. Let's move it. And we said source, assets, and let's just call it QRTTF. Perfect. And we're gonna call it QRTTF. And we don't need this anymore. And then let's run it again and try it out. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, something's wrong. It's still printing stuff. So if we call postman QRTTF, did I not have QRTTF? I do have QRTTF. What is this? Permission denied. Okay, that's okay. So let's see what permissions we have on that thing. Right, there's no permissions on it. So there you go. This is heavy always. Is it free that we wanna read, right? Free maybe? Free. This is binary in your head. We got it wrong, man. It turns out 1 is like the execution flag, 2 is write, and 4 is read, because this is binary, right? Oh, so this one's the first, so this would be 1 or 0. Then second, so 2 or 0. This is the third one, so 4, 0, because this is a binary thing. So if we just want read and write, then it's 4 plus 2, so it's 6. And then you have 3 sections. One which is for user, one is for group, one is for everybody else. Maybe the order is the other way around, but you get the picture. Alright, so now we have some nice things, and this thing is here now. It's significantly bigger than the other one. So I will probably try to look up a different thing in the end. But it still failed. Oh yeah, because I killed the server. This guy. Alright, this time it worked. Let's go to here. Try to get it. And let's see it. It's not a nice font. Okay, this font thing is not good. Oh, but wait, there's a font here. It's just weird. Okay, so I think I'm gonna cut it right here. We're going over 1 hour. I'm gonna experiment with the SVG format, I think, as well. Because I don't wanna have like a loose files around. Might try different fonts as well. I'm not really sure. So we'll see how that goes.